All right, we are back with episode 3, and we are going to start the wet harvest mission. And we have 3 deliverables to the farm here. We're going to help this farmer out. Bricks, wooden planks times 2, bricks times 2, wooden planks times 2, and metal planks. We know where the wooden planks and the metal planks are. We picked those up to repair the bridge. This mission does not require that you deliver things in order. So we're going to head over to the lumber mill and pick up the wooden planks and deliver those back to the farm. That's a short trip. And then I'll probably actually go to the metal planks. And then the bricks are at the warehouse that you can see over on the right-hand side of the screen. I may take a scout truck over there and get one of the towers unlocked so we can see where we're going before I take a delivery truck over there. But we're still at the farm, right where we just dropped off the curtain side trailer in episode 2. And we're going to continue doing some more missions in SnowRunner. If you're liking these videos, I appreciate it if you would click the like button. It's free, and as a brand new channel with only a handful of videos, I'm certain it helps helping other people kind of find these videos. All right, I've laid out my nav points. Let's get started. All right, we're going to turn around. I turned my lights on. It's still night. I turned my lights on at the end of the last video. To do that, you simply hit the left back button, the same one you do to change your transmission, all-wheel drive, and all that stuff, and you hit B, and it turns your lights on and off. I don't think that's ever really explained very explicitly in the game. Same thing with the clicking the left stick button will honk your horn. I don't think that's something I had to ask on Reddit. How do you honk your horn? All right, we'll hang a right here. Head back kind of through the woods here, back to that bridge we repaired. Start heading towards town. We're going to take a detour and go down to the lumber mill. There is a trailer in here. I think it's a fuel trailer. Continue on. One thing I realized later on in my first playthrough, and I'll have to keep a closer eye on things this time, is that there are frequently trailers laying around that have items that you need on them already, usually near where you're at. Actually, now that I say that, I think there's a trailer back at the garage that maybe has metal planks already on it. Is that right? Can I see on here? There's the flatbed. Yeah, that has metal planks ×1 back at the garage. So I won't need to go all the way into town, actually, if I don't want to. I could bring those planks from the garage after delivering if I wanted to. But we'll continue and go get the wooden planks. If you were really in a hurry to complete missions, you could do something like go get the wooden planks, deliver them to the farm, recover back to the garage, and then you'd have the trailer right there. I'm going to try to avoid recovering just as like a fast travel mechanism. Certainly if I roll a vehicle or just am completely out of commission, that's kind of the only way to fix that. But I don't want to do it just as a way to speed up the game. I was thinking, one of my favorite games is Fallout 4, and I like playing in survival mode. And one of the reasons is because, you know, in addition to just the difficulty with... can I turn here, or... No, I need to get across the river. One of the things with Fallout 4 survival mode is you can't fast travel, so you have to plan your routes better. Things like food and drink become much more critical, and taking meds has negative effects in addition to the positive effects, so you can become more prone to infection or something like that, all of which have, you know, debuffs then. So it's interesting, without changing much, and I'm not a game developer, but presumably the game developers here could release a difficult mode of this game that doesn't allow you to recover back to the garage, or it would result in a in-game penalty, a financial penalty, or loss of experience points or something like that, is probably something they could implement. And I would actually be all for that. I think it'd be a really cool option. You wouldn't have to play in that mode, but it could be a cool option to say, if my truck runs out of fuel, I've got to bring a scout truck with a fuel tank to it and fill it up, because I don't want to take the financial penalty of recovering it just to get a tank of gas, which you do get, by the way. I don't know if you noticed earlier when I recovered I think it was this vehicle, yeah, the Fleet Star, to the garage. It was damaged and out of fuel sitting in the parking lot there, and when you recover it, it repairs all damage and fuels it up for free. Just pulling up to the sawmill. Our Chevy is still up the hill there from where we... Am I getting close to the sawmill? Yes. I missed one of my nav points earlier. That's what happened. So it's saying, no, go back behind you. Well, I don't need to. The sawmill's right here. But I was getting confused seeing the nav point telling me to turn around. I'm going to pick up the wood planks here, and then I'll show you a little trick, actually, if you're a new player to the game, haven't played, or just starting to play. All right, wooden planks times 2. 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to clear these out anyway, but if I go to the map, this is the nav point that I don't know which nav point I missed. Anyway, you can actually hover over a nav point to where it turns and hold the right trigger, and you can move it. So if you set a nav point off to the side somewhere where you're not actually... Let's say I was coming down this road and wanted to go this way, and I accidentally set the nav point over here, I could drag it up to here so that I drive across it and clear it. So I'm going to hold left trigger. It clears all the nav points, and I know my way back to the farm from here. Let me know in the comments if you are playing SnowRunner, especially if you just started playing it. I'm curious what truck you use early game. I'm curious how many people bought the extra content, some of which is just like paint jobs and stuff like that, which are, some of them are kind of cool. But you get stuff like the con as well. So I'm curious if you're using that, if you consider it cheaty at all, that you get a very, very capable scout truck. Like I said, really, honestly, there's 2 downsides to the con. It is amazing off-road, but the 2 downsides are it can be a little tippy, especially there's an engine upgrade for it that you can, I think, find pretty early in game, and it almost makes it worse. It's almost too powerful with the engine upgrade. But it's very tippy. It can roll over, and it can't tow anything. So, you know, even the ability, like with the Chevy pickup, to tow a little scout trailer where you could throw on, I forget if the scout trailer has 1 or 2 spots of cargo, but you could be using the Chevy with a trailer to complete this mission in theory, if you think it gets around well enough. So let me know in the comments what you like for an early game truck. I don't love the Chevy as a scout truck. I think it handles very squirrely. Even with all-wheel drive on, it just seems too light in the back end, and it kind of wants to go all over the place. It doesn't handle very well on-road, which is frustrating. Probably one of my few criticisms of this game is I wish the trucks actually handled a little bit better on-road, that there was a little bit more of a difference. The roads all feel like kind of like you're driving a little bit on greasy roads, which I suppose, I mean, a lot of the road surface is covered with mud and washout, but even when you're driving on something that looks like it's completely dry pavement, handling's not great. But I know the developers put a lot of effort into the physics of the off-road driving, and so you can't have everything. And for something like I mentioned in maybe the last episode about how I sometimes I'll get into this horrible back and forth of just like overcorrecting back and forth. Um, you know, many of these trucks are, vintage trucks and probably didn't have like power steering. So kind of the clunky steering and the fact that the steering wheel doesn't just snap back to centering is maybe not completely unrealistic, to be honest. If you just drive the speed that you're comfortable with, it's all fine. I also find sometimes when I'm in a particularly kind of hairy situation that actually going into the cab first person can help avoid doing kind of the auto correcting for some reason. I guess it's just the way that with this vantage point, the way that I kind of control the stick, I tend to not overcorrect so much. Do it a little bit more tapping back and forth type of feedback. We're going to stay out of the worst of the mud because you can get into the cargo management menu from anywhere inside this box. You don't have to be right in the center or anything like that. That's the bricks. That is the lumber times 2. Yep. So you just have to select which one you want to unload. If you're on the bricks, it won't let you unload, I don't think. So you have to kind of joystick down to the right cargo. I am going to head over to the garage and grab that trailer. I'm going to need fuel at some point, and I don't recall if I've seen like a fuel trailer that I can fuel up at, or if I need to head back towards town. I mean, it almost makes the argument for going back towards town and picking up the metal beams there, because I need fuel at some point. Although I've still got more than half a tank. Fuel management can be the trickiest part. There is a hit for sure to some small degree for having the truck in all-wheel drive, and certainly when you're pulling a trailer and you're in the muck and kind of creeping along, you can be burning at the top rate that the truck burns at of, this one's, hits like 7, maybe it goes a little higher than that. You can be burning 7 liters a minute and barely moving. So you can go through fuel very quickly when you're pulling something heavy. Overcorrected. Back at the garage. I'm going to be disappointed and a little bit embarrassed if I'm incorrect here about there being a trailer with metal planks on it. But I think I'm correct. Yep. There we go. Perfect. And that other trailer that's sitting there, I think it said it was a service trailer. Oh, that was a terrible job backing up. Terrible, embarrassing. The service trailers have repair points associated with them, and how damaged a truck is, then you need a certain amount of repair points. Trailer's too far away. I think I'm too close, if anything, but let's pull forward a little bit. There we go. Too far, I guess, can be in either direction. So if you back over the tongue of the trailer all the way, it's too far from the hitch point. Anyway, repair points. So I know from my earlier playthrough that there are trucks that the way the mission is structured, you can't just get in it and recover it. You have to repair it on site. Or there's trucks that you have to tow back to a certain location as well later on. in the game. So not everything, like the 2 trucks we found so far, you just pull up next to them and get in them. That's not, the entire game is not structured that way. Those were just freebies at the very beginning of the game. Went to switch POV there, and I forgot that I went to the trailer POV. Come on. Now I'm stuck. Terrible. We will go into low gear and lock the differential. See if I can get out of this. Absolutely terrible. I'm embarrassed. Well, that's what I get for trying to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Back to low gear, lock the diff. See if I can get back on the road here. Worst case scenario, I can winch myself out of this. No, thank you, game. Took the words right out of my mouth. The problem is I'm winching myself towards this pole, which is in the ditch. So that's not terribly helpful. Try to back up a little bit more and get an angle so I'm headed right up the incline here. This is going to be mortifying if I'm permanently stuck. I'm hitting those big boulders is the problem, and the game does recognize kind of the concept of being high-centered, which is cool. So the idea of, you know, it can sort of detect which wheels have contact with the ground. There we go. And I'm presuming, yes, I still have the trailer attached. That is not always the case. If you screw up bad enough, the trailer can definitely detach itself. Come on, you can do it. It's like the little engine that could. I'm in auto, so I'm not in low gear. This is just all the speed I can muster pulling this amount of weight. Farm is coming up on the right. The turn-in is just past those boulders. So if I can make it a bit further. There is a gearbox for some of the trucks, which is kind of useful, where there's 3 low gears. And what's nice about it, so when you go over to low, you can go just straight over. You can go up as low, high, for whatever sense that makes, and then low, low. And what's nice is the low, high allows you to lock the diff in addition to all-wheel drive if that truck has a diff lock, and still maintain a little bit of a better speed. Could be helpful in a situation like this. This is what I was talking about earlier. See, I'm burning, 8 liters per minute at the peak there, and I'm just creeping along. So I think I had like 157 liters when I left the farm, and I'm down to I'll be below 120 by the time I deliver this trailer. All right, since I'm not moving any faster than this anyway, I'm going to go ahead and lock the diff just so I don't get stuck. It's a little muddy coming up here. Come on, little buddy. I don't know that helped. I thought maybe the terrain here wasn't too bad, and shifting back to auto would let me pick up a little speed. Speed equals momentum. I'd be able to cruise through here a little bit, but doesn't look like it. There we go. Oops. Went too far. Got the truck out of there we go. Cargo management. Steel beams. Trailer's empty. Alright. I'm going to leave it here. I don't need it. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Detached trailer. Still giving me winch tips. I don't need those right now. So now I have to decide if I just want to head for the factory in this truck, or if I want to, for example, as I mentioned, take the con and go explore and get the bricks later. I might do that. There's those towers right over there, and I have, even though I started a playthrough earlier before recording this series, I don't recall what the terrain is like over there at all. So I think I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to stop the engine just in case. I think if you switch to another vehicle, your engine essentially stops. However, if you just go into the map, for example, it doesn't. So if you go look at the map and sit in the map for a long time without thinking about it, you can run yourself out of gas. All right, I think I can go into the garage. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, stop. What am I doing? I want to go over a slot. There we go. All right, new vehicle. Haven't driven this yet, this series. Definitely handles a bit different coming out of a large truck, a delivery truck. Take a look at my map. So I'm going to want to leave the garage, head up to this point somewhere, head over here, and then yada 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 to the warehouse, I guess. This is not going to be a straight path. I think there's a road that winds around up here, but that's where we'll start. That'll keep me going in the right direction. Otherwise, I tend to turn too early, take a wrong turn to Albuquerque. I don't know if it's the point of view when I'm inside the truck. Got myself totally sideways. Or if the steering actually handles a bit differently when you're in this viewpoint. I say that and then I careen all over the road. This truck's a little too bouncy for its own good. It just kind of bounces all over the place. Feels top heavy. Has amazing traction. The tires that come on it are absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm just plowing through this muck. But it can be a bit tippy. It also doesn't have very good range because it doesn't have a ton of fuel. It has 72 liters capacity, and, you know, it's not using... Where's my nav point? Do I not have a nav point set? Oh, I still do. That's weird. Wait, do I want to go up this hill? Looks like I can go either way. But I think at the con I might as well go up the hill. I don't think that this would be the right path to take in the Fleet Star, given how steep this is, but for the con this will be no problem. So we'll chew through the path. Look at it just going over those rocks. Amazing. It is fun to drive. It just feels like you can take it anywhere and that it will have no problem. Alright, fork in the road. Which way do I want to go? So I said I was going to go unlock the tower, because I mean, I guess going over to the warehouse, I would have the roads all uncovered. But if I unlock this tower, I'm going to move my nav point to this tower, because if I unlock the tower, it's going to unlock this whole area. So we'll do that. Oh. Is this where I intended to go? Can I drive through here? Does I go out the other side? Is there a path? Got a new task, King of the Hill. Yes, there's a path here. No, this is going to be all switchbacks up the side of a mountain. Although, again, with the con, I don't have to stay 100% on the path. It will kind of go wherever I tell it to. Probably just go straight up the mountain. Oh, there's the tower. Yay. Yeah. Maybe better stay on the path. It's hard to see the path in some of these really tight areas. Again, this is a vanilla Xbox One I'm playing on, and the graphics look really good. I mean, in the forest here, I have no complaints. I do wonder for a game like this, I don't remember if, is it the Xbox One S or the X that's got the better hardware? I don't know if I don't know if how much that improves the experience. If you have upgraded your original Xbox One to the high-powered hardware version, let me know if it makes a game like this look closer to like the PC graphics. Am I going the right way? I feel like I'm getting farther from the tower. Nope, I'm going the right. Is this tower on this road, or am I just driving to the top? Oh, this path is going up to the top of the hill. I might. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna turn off the path and just go off road here. Let's see. Where can I go? Right there. I'm not going to go up the sheer rocks, but I can go up this grass. I'm not on the right road. I mean, there's a different... Oh, watch me roll this thing. Episode 3 of a brand new channel. Idiot rolls scout vehicle. Diff lock. Low gear. Don't roll it. And I still have to make it down the other side. Look at it just chew through this. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh boy. Where's the tower at? I lost it. There it is. There was almost certainly an easier way to do this, but that's not what we do here. Oh, I should have left it in low gear. Oh no! Oh. Very, very close to rolling over. Oh, I'm just damaging the heck out of this vehicle. So driving down a slope like that is also what low gear is for the record. It's not just for getting unstuck. It is to avoid completely freewheeling at top speed in a vehicle that is completely prone to rolling over. Watchtower opened. Launch observation. Oh, look at that view. Look at that view. Look at that mess down there, though. It's an absolute swamp down there. And we discovered an upgrade location. But that will be for next time and a new objective, Mountain Bridge. So I wanted to unlock this area with the watchtower. The original purpose was to take the Fleet Star and go get bricks to finish the farm mission, but we will do that next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like at a minimum. Help the channel out. Thank you.